Virtue and Vice, The Complete Guide of Vigilantism by Nam Zart. Chapter 2, Folly of Men. I could believe in hell, but it was impossible for me to believe in the existence of heaven. Dazaya Samu. The date is May 26th, 2XXX. The sun has just started to peek over the horizon, painting the sky a wash of pinks and oranges. The chill of the morning air melting dew clings to blades of grass. As the sun rises, light filters through the cracks of blinds reflecting off of slick-cut glass. Behind a counter stands a man of average stature and unfortunate genes. Graying hairs brushed over in an attempt to hide premature balding falls over cheeks rapidly growing red. With shaking hands, the man puts down a watch, a relic from 200 years ago, in pristine condition, onto the counter. Looking up, the man puts up his index finger. 10,000 yen. Across the counter sits a boy, with a blank expression, covered in bandages, his frame drowning underneath a long black trench coat that seems to only stay up due to the red scarf tied in a knot around his waist. The boy's unkept hair is dark brown, and that only adds contrast to his pale-skated eye. His eye, a large black hole that consumes everything in its path. A gaze so mesmerizing you can't do anything but be sucked in no matter how unnerving. The floundering man raises another finger, his voice pinching up as well. 20,000! The gaze of the boy remains as blank as ever. The man chokes out his next offer. 300,000! The brunette searches the man's face, his blank eye tracking over his features, sweat rolling down his temple, the pinch in his brow and the slight spit in the corner of his mouth. For the first time since the boy entered the shop, his expression changed. He closed his eye, tilted his head, being slightly swaying as he did, and let out a small sigh. His hands grip the handle of the chair as he moves to rise. The man scrambles forward and places his hand on the counter. 7,500,000! The boy looks up at the man, a silent question in his gaze. 8,000,000 in cash! A satisfied hum and outstretched hand is the boy's reply. The man lets out a puff of air and deflates. Dazai pushes open the shop's door, the bell letting a satisfying jingle as he does. With his newly acquired black suitcase snugly under his coat, lest he be mugged, he makes his way to the closest hotel. The buzzing of the ceiling light is a grounding force from the ringing in his ears. Laying spread on white sheets in his new temporary residence, he can't help but be in a daze. His mind is swimming in a vast pool of shame. It's not a new thing to be ashamed. He remembers it well after every failed attempt his original self made. Yet his memory pales to what is consuming him. Truly, he doesn't know why he feels this way. He completed his goal. Oda alive and well, the world prepared for what's to come, and his death. That's what it comes back to, ultimately, he supposes. It wasn't a failed attempt, he had succeeded. It's a shameful thing to survive a suicide, a monstrous thing to be revived. He's truly been disqualified as human now, no different from a walking corpse. He was never much of a human in the first place. What little humanity he had was stripped of him when he read the memory of the original. He was fine with that. He didn't need humanity. He had a use, a purpose. Now, all he is nothing but shame. Perhaps reality thought it would be humorous to be 14 again, in both body and soul. Where's a walking corpse supposed to head with no direction to walk? Just what is he supposed to do? The smell of iron heavy in the air, the scalding wetness searing itself into his hands, a memory that carved its way into the forefront of his mind. The weakness in the voice speaking. Ridiculous. The notion of following the words he disregarded. Words that weren't even spoken to him. Disregarded words that have clung to him even when death had disregarded him. In a folly of heroes and villains, such words don't seem nearly as foolish. Dazai had never been a fan of crowds. The thud of shoes hitting pavements, the buzzing of voices from human beings, it would always press against his skull. The wrongness of walking among these humans. He finds himself disliking it more so than ever, with his ability spiking under his skin with every person that passes. The ability to feel these quirks is an unfamiliar one, something that reinforces his theory of being a different reality rather than the future. Though he can't know for sure until he makes a trip to a hospital, an adventure for another day, he muses. Making his way through the mall, Dazai filters through the clothing aisles. Undergarments, shoes, 2 pairs of identical black pants, a variety of white shirts and vests, and a black tie. As he's feeling the quality of a black coat with white lining its underside, his eye catches on a white coat with a black underside. The brunette eyes the coat for a beat too long to be considered a glance, and then proceeds to snatch it off the hanger and place it with the black coat. After making his way out of the clothing shop with garments that actually fit his frame, his next item he ought to require is bandages. Lord knows the ones he has on are filthy. ... His walk to find some place discreet enough that he wouldn't be noticed, but safe enough he wouldn't be jumped, wasn't all that difficult. It seems no matter the reality, society will have its underbelly. Flicking the top open and tossing the sparks onto the pile, the smell of gasoline and smoke goes unnoticed in an alley lined with drunks and whores. The dancing of flames reflects within a pair of black pools, melting of red into black, transforming to ash, carried by the wind until nothing of the garments remained.